What is the dark side of falling in love? Less of 10% of the ocean has been discovered. What do you think is in the other 90%? What is something you regret spending a lot of money on? Clothes for special occasions. I mean, it's not the worst purchase because then you have it for whenever you have something nice to do. Drugs. I spent thousands of dollars over the 10 years of active addiction. I not only paid with cash, but also paid with my life, health, relationships, and more. Totally not worth it at all. Coming up on 3 years clean and sober. Congratulations. That's like actually a huge achievement. I'm really proud of you. My wedding. I'm not a very social person, so basically it was a $20,000 silent panic attack surrounded by 120 people, half of whom I don't even know. If I could go back in time with this knowledge, I'd do a $20,000 elopement and travel together for a few months or something. A wedding. Look, I know it seems fun to have like a huge party all about you, but really just go get married at the courthouse and have a small little gathering with friends. Makeup. Any makeup I bought between June 2019 and April 2020. Ugh. My ex. Ooh, yeah, that's just money you're never gonna get back. The Dyson Airwrap. If you've got thick or heavy hair, don't bother. Online dating. Paid for a premium subscription, but barely used it. Then I forgot to cancel it and had to pay for another year. Learned my lesson there. That's why I take particular umbrage with Tinder, because they basically force you to pay so it actually works and matches you with people, but it sucks. Collecting merch items. You'd think you'll never lose interest in something, then boom, from 1 week to another, you just don't care anymore and have hundreds down the drain on items you don't even like and just bought for the sake of your collection. Often the value even goes down, or you get scammed buying rare items off someone. Baseball cards from the late 80s to early 90s. A pair of shoes that I really never wear because they hurt my feet. Monica? Is that you? No, that's not Monica. She'd never admit that she made a bad purchase. Alcohol at bars. I never wake up feeling like money well spent. Usually I wake up feeling like, when did we get a pet tiger? I've spent so much money on board games. I should play. I would love to play more board games. I just wish I had, more friends in real life. A gaming PC. It was secondhand and buzzed. I sold it. Well, at least you got some money back from it. 3 years of university courses for a film degree. What do people not understand or not fully understand unless they've been through it and experienced it? According to my dad, feelings. Psychosis. Yeah, I don't know if I could really imagine what psychosis is like, so, poverty. Becoming disabled. Grief. Love. First time I fell in love, I could suddenly understand all those cheesy love songs I used to hate. My problem is I don't know if I've experienced love yet. The only close thing I can say is the feeling I have towards my dog. I despise the little guy, but I can't bear the thought of him disappearing. Chronic pain. I mean, my back hurts pretty much daily. I don't know if that counts though. What is the most underrated Christmas gift? My grandmother paid my gas bill one Christmas. I thought that was a nice present. It's practical and you can't return it, so it's pretty banger. One time at work, we were doing this white elephant thing. I don't remember the exact rules, but essentially everybody brings a gift and everybody leaves with a different gift. The plan was to buy goofy, funny things like the non-risque stuff you see at Spencer's or something. When I opened mine, it was a 124 pack of toilet paper. Everybody laughed and thought it was funny, but I've never even come close to receiving a gift as amazing as that. I have no idea why nobody tried to take it from me unless they somehow knew I'd physically fight them over it. Every year, my grandma would get everyone toilet paper, deodorant, toothpaste, Q-tips. Didn't realize how great it was until she was gone. One year when I was pretty broke, someone gave me a nice tote filled with non-perishables. I suddenly had a nice stockpile of stuff like soup, crackers, and cookies, and on top of that, had a tote to store stuff in when I emptied it. It was way more useful to me than a soap set or something else like that they could have potentially given me. Premium subscriptions to something that the person already uses the free version of. They're guaranteed to use it, and it's already something they've decided that they weren't going to splurge on themselves for. So as a gift, it's both a necessity and a luxury. I did this for my wife last year, and she still talks about what a great gift it was. I might start being naughty just to get some coal with the energy prices. I mean, hey, that's actually a fair point. My mom always gives me a care package that includes toilet paper towels, dish soap, laundry detergent, and trash bags from Costco. I look forward to it it every year. I don't have to worry about buying that stuff for a couple of months. New bedding. That is so expensive. It is ridiculous how expensive sheets can be. What do you want for Christmas?
I want a Red Ryder BB gun, I want a PS5, I want Xbox Series X, and I want Club Penguin membership.
I came to this thread thinking I might get some gift ideas to ask for/give, but all I got was socks and world peace, and I already have socks on my Christmas list. Legos. Okay, you gotta be specific. Which set do you want? Because otherwise I'm just getting you some random pieces. A good day. Ooh, yeah, I don't know if that one's in the cards this year. A break from all the bullshit in my life. Yeah, I mean, the budget is just ridiculous. You know how it is. To sleep uninterrupted for 9 hours. I don't know if I can give that to you, but I'm sure you'll get there. More socks. Where the F are all my socks going? Ah, that'd be the washing machine gremlin. He's a rowdy one, that one. All I want for Christmas is you. Me? Oh, excuse me. Pushes past. Ooh. That's so... Oh no, that sounded bad. If you could be any inanimate object, what would you be and why? End table. Just to break some toes. I guess a Google server computer. See what people do all the time. An advanced spaceship capable of reaching 99% of the light speed. Controlled by my own mind, uploaded to the technology. The James Webb Telescope, if you can call it inanimate. You're an inanimate f***ing object. Why, thank you. This gives the same energy as when Woody is like, you are a toy! Margot Robbie's car seat. Oh my god, the amount of people I've had to send to horny jail is getting out of hand. Jennifer Aniston's bathtub. Oh my, they're running out of room, people. I can't keep sending you. Probably the Mona Lisa painting. Everyone would want to just come look at me. That's kind of nice. What is the greatest comedy sketch of all time? SNL Celebrity Jeopardy does it for me every time. Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories. Dave Chappelle's Rick James story is pretty good. Dave Chappelle's Clayton Bigsby. Monty Python, Dead Parrot. Does Whose Line Is It Anyway count as a sketch? Colin and Ryan doing sound effects with audience members makes me laugh so hard I cry. Regardless if it's technically a sketch show or not, it's so fun. It's just peak improv. What's the male version of a cat lady? Catman. Skibidi-bop-boop-bop. A sword guy. Ahem. They are blades. Okay, yeah, sure, man. You can call them whatever you want. Just get that thing away from me. Perhaps not a perfect fit, but snake guy. The funny thing about snake guys is they'll talk about them as if they're just as cute and cuddly as cats, which they kind of can be. Catular. I mean, I guess, but you can't make it a good thing for a guy to be a cat guy. Cat daddy. Oh god, I see that catching on Tinder soon. Comic book collector. Gamers. Yeah, that's probably the closest one. That dude I know that has many types of poisonous spiders as his pets. Oh yeah, sometimes the spiders escape in the house, much to the dismay of his wife. In local slang, where are you from? Oh, Minnesota. Downtown? Pittsburgh. I have no clue if I said that right. I don't know. Straya. D-Bay, brah. Get farked. This sounds like Elvish. Is this fake? Beantown. Boston? What could that possibly mean? How is that slang? Down the shore. New Jersey? Of course. Up north. Oh, sorry. Didn't see you there. How you doing, neighbor? Windy City. That one's Illinois, right? Chicago? I'm from the 6. Yeah, no clue. What's overly complicated that shouldn't be? Taxes in the US. Healthcare in the US. Pretty much anything in the US. Relationships. Eradicating poverty. It really shouldn't be that hard. Creating an account and logging in on some website. Oh, and creating passwords becomes more and more complicated where you need to put 2 numeric, 1 big character, 4 symbols, 2 Starbucks order, and 1 Target receipt in the password. Look, they're just trying to make sure your Webkinz account is safe. Jeez. Anytime I'm asked anything along the lines of, what do you want? For some reason, that question instantly just deletes every thought in my brain. Picking an outfit? That's why I close my eyes and grab whatever I can out of the closet. Sort of like a weird Russian roulette. Programming a garage door opener. Trying to post a topic to AskReddit. Well, it is hard. You want to ask the hard-hitting question. Installing Windows without using an online account. I mean, I don't think it's that hard. Maybe it's just a skill issue. You have 24 hours to do whatever you want with no repercussions. repercussions. What do? Theft. Lots and lots and lots of theft. Tell my family how I really feel about them. Now this is the correct answer. Rob as many banks as possible. Extend the time. You said whatever I want. Tell everyone what I really think about them. I would definitely be transferring lots of funds from a couple people that I find truly abhorrent to my bank account. 2 birds, 1 stone. Go to Cece's and just start eating pizza for free. I mean, by that logic, you could just walk into any restaurant that has a pickup counter and just take whatever food you want. Sleep. Honestly, I just wish I could sleep without an alarm clock and have a day off without any worries and stress in my life, just for a day. I'd suggest you use that PTO you've got saved. My lawyer has advised me not to answer this question. What small things in life bring you joy? Showers, drinking good tap water, clean socks or underwear, fresh air. All very good choices, actually. When you make someone laugh, just you yourself. Not a stolen joke, not a comment on another thing. Just you. It really is like a high when you can make someone laugh. It is a pretty nice feeling. Man, I wish I could do that. When a joke hits and you get a nice chuckle, yeah, that feels good. Clean bedding. Speaking of which, I still have to clean my sheets. You know, on Christmas Day, when you walk into the dark room, lit by the lights of the Christmas tree, with all the presents under the tree? I don't know why. As a kid, it made me feel so happy. I used to lay under the tree when I was younger and just stare up into all the branches with lights lighting them up. So magical. Fake trees just aren't the same. Hey, I'll have you know, I did the same thing and we only ever had a fake tree. It's still pretty nice. The way light shines through things. Today I forgot my name tag at work, but my usuals still greeted me by name. It made me so happy to know that they remember me, even if I see them every day. Waking up, looking at the clock, then realizing you still get several hours of sleep. Someone sending me a picture of something saying that it made them think of me. Videos of cats smacking things they don't understand. LOL. I mean, how can you not smile at those little freaks? What movie will you never stop rewatching? Hot Fuzz. Oh brother, where art thou? Jurassic Park. It's perfectly paced, never boring, and has great characters with great performances. Groundhog Day. I'd be a little scared of that one because then you're kind of putting yourself in your own Groundhog Day by rewatching it. Big Hero 6. Blah, 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 blah. I need to rewatch it because I think I've only ever watched it like twice, and I did like it those 2 times, so maybe I'll see. Spirited Away. It's a friggin' masterpiece of a movie. The Shawshank Redemption. It's so well made, I can literally finish it and watch it again immediately. Princess Bride. Pride and Prejudice 2005. I find it calming. Elf. Well, that is a yearly rewatch. Home Alone. I don't know how, but I forgot to add that to my Christmas watch list. Lord of the Rings Extended Director's Cut. Preferably in one sitting. Well, I hope you have a whole day scheduled out. How to Train Your Dragon. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Such a great movie. The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger at his best. Green Mile. Encanto. It continuously reminds me about how perfectly imperfect families can be. What will you keep eating when you become a billionaire? Even if I become a billionaire, you know I'm getting McDonald's. I'm a cheap little baby. When? I admire the faith you have in us, OP. Definitely Cheetos. Hot take, I really don't like Cheetos. They taste gross to me. Tacos, rice, and beans. Love Mexican food. White rice with fried eggs. Mac and cheese. Nothing could ever stop me from consuming mac and cheese. Kraft dinner. I'll just eat more? Grilled cheese made out of white bread and Kraft singles. You cannot beat the classics. McDonald's chicken nuggets. Yeah, I'm still a little messed up on the whole pink paste thing, so I can't really eat chicken nuggets. Apple and peanut butter. It's too good. Cinnamon toast. Like when you put butter and cinnamon sugar on toast. Something feels wrong without saying crunch after it. Tomato sandwiches. Buttered tortillas warmed up on the stove. Buttered tortillas? I guess, yeah, I mean, whatever, go for it. The Rich. That does mean you're gonna have to eat yourself, unfortunately. Who is the GOAT stand-up comedian? George Carlin. Absolute legend. For me, it's Richard Pryor. Without a doubt, he revolutionized stand-up comedy. Listen to almost all of his contemporaries and you can quickly tell how different and outdated their comedy is, including the topics to their delivery. Richard Pryor popularized cohesive, deeply personal comedy as opposed to the string of non-sequitur one-liners that was popular at his time. He told stories that happened to be funny and entertaining. This has served as a template for so many other other great comedians. The late Sean Locke. Mitch Hedberg used to be the GOAT. He still is, but he used to be too. Carlin and Pryor. I go back and forth. Billy Connolly. Nice seeing a non-American name. Norm Macdonald's style of comedy is just so unique, and I don't know if we'll ever see someone else like him. What is you off about new movies these days? Most movies are getting watered down for the sake of mass appeal. I get why, but it just sucks. Not just movies, but TV shows. They take a book that's got great reviews, make a poor job of translating it on screen, then flip the ending so it's the opposite of what happened in the book. Proceeds to blame the audience when they pan it for being crap. Lack of originality and a reliance on franchises. And Jason Momoa. I think you meant The Rock. Tired of seeing him in everything. That's probably the closer trend I'm not a fan of, is so many just boring action movies like, the sound mixing. Turn up the volume to hear the dialogue and suddenly you have damaged eardrums because there was an explosion. It's insane. Looking at you, Nolan. Listen, Nolan, I know Hans Zimmer does great music, but my man, I couldn't hear any of the dialogue in Tenet when I saw it in theaters. Trailers. They're always about 4 minutes long, give away the entire plot, show all the best scenes and jokes, and basically ruin the movie before you've even watched it. In the meantime, Netflix shows some random scenes that have barely anything to do with the plot, LOL, when they aren't new, but an unnecessary sequel to something from 30 years ago, or a sequel to a movie that had a definitive ending and never needed a sequel. I'm looking at you, A Christmas Story Christmas. I'd say more closely I'm looking at Matrix Resurrection. Forced comedy. I sort of agree, but what do you mean forced comedy? Like adding jokes to a movie is already forced comedy. We don't have enough reboots, or reboots of reboots. We need more. I would like more prequel sequels of reboots. Oh my god, my head is starting to hurt. How dark they are. Like literally dark. It's difficult to see what's going on, especially for those of us with vision problems. Yeah, I think a lot of movies kind of forget to adjust brightness and contrast for when it gets to streaming services, and people's TVs aren't as good as a movie theater. The overuse of cover songs. Recently been a lot of classic rock songs covered by an artist who recorded a slowed version of it. What's something awful a celebrity did which most people seem to forget about? Neil Patrick Harris threw a party with a corpse cake made out of meat resembling Amy Winehouse shortly after she died. Steven Tyler adopted his 14-year-old girlfriend. Oh, disgusting. Rihanna made fun of a teenage fan on Twitter. She tried to recreate a dress Rihanna had worn for her prom, and she posted it on Twitter. People made fun of the dress and Rihanna retweeted her favorite insults. Jerry Seinfeld publicly dated a 17-year-old when he was 38. Lindsay Lohan literally tried to kidnap a child. For real. There's a video. I don't know if anyone else has heard this rumor, but O.J. Simpson might have killed his wife. What? I'm just finding out about that. Or what? What do you mean? James Corden was born. I wish we could forget about that. Justin Bieber called a little girl, one of his biggest fans, a beached whale. I believe in front of all her friends at an Australian poolside. Ryan Reynolds starred in Green Lantern. I think even he wants to forget that. What's something teens don't want to hear? These are the best years of your life. When you're not the cool kid and struggling and being told it only goes downhill from here, it's soul-crushing. I'm having a great time now at 30. Was pretty miserable in high school. You're not as open-minded as you think you are. I see a lot of teens preach about non-toxic behavior and empowerment just to turn around and, for example, make fun of someone who isn't aesthetically pleasing. Clean your room and do the goddamn dishes. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're really gonna be embarrassed later in life by the stuff you post online while you're a teen. Crappy things happen to crappy people, and crappy things happen to good people. Life sucks and you aren't always gonna get what you want. Stop playing victim at everything and learn you have the power to change your life and not everything's handed to you. That their parents actually do know a thing or two. My parents didn't approach tough topics correctly, but as a teenager, I honestly behaved as if my parents weren't teenagers themselves at some point. I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it anymore, and what's it seems weird and scary. And it'll happen to you. Some of your problems are your own making. One of the biggest things you should learn as a teenager is humility. Understand when you're wrong. Your tattoos will be considered cringy cringy in 10 years. Not unless you get really cool ones though. The world isn't against you or out to get you. Out of nearly 8 billion people on this earth, everyone's got a lot bigger problems to deal with than putting you down. Everyone does understand you because you ain't special, and every single adult was a teenager. A bunch of boomers giving them advice on job hunting that stopped being relevant like a decade ago. Boomers and Gen X love to say just get a resume and walk into a business, but now if you do that, they look at you like you're crazy and tell you to go do it online. What is your all-time favorite anime? Made in Abyss. The music is fantastic. The story is just so epic. This show betrays all expectations I had from all the chibi art. It's like Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash, where not everything works out the way you think it would, and there are real consequences. Beautiful show, super dark, definitely give it a go. Monster. Not very popular, but best of the best. Also very distinct from anything else out there. Forget favorite anime, Samurai Champloo is hands down my most beloved show. Darker Than Black. Always has been, always will be. Robotech. Mob Psycho 100. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I'm so sad this is the last season. Cowboy Bebop. I can understand it might not be for everyone, but God, it just looks so cool. I have a lot, but the anime that changed my life was A Silent Voice. I believe that movie is still on Netflix, and please go watch it. It's so beautiful and like heart-wrenching. Death Note. Definitely high up on the list. It didn't end the best, but I mean, you can't really end a show with that many twists. You passed away. Your life gets a documentary. Who do you want to be the voiceover? Samuel L. Jackson. I need him to call every annoying and stupid person in my life a stupid mother effer. My dog, but in the voice I specifically have manifested for him. Bill Burr. Look at this poor bastard. That's the best you're gonna get from me. I don't know. A random child. Some like 5-year-old that's not a very confident speaker, then no editing. Just 2 hours of the kid trying their best, then ending with the director of a parent praising the child for doing their best. My life's really depressing, and I feel like the child doing their best to talk about it would be more entertaining than anything that happened. David Attenborough. And here we see the lazy doing absolutely nothing for yet another day. It writes itself. Gordon Ramsay. That'd be a little bit of a scary documentary because he'd just be screaming. Aubrey Plaza. Yes, in that deadpan monotone cadence. Mr. Bean. I'm not super familiar with Mr. Bean, so I didn't know he spoke. Kermit the Frog.
He didn't do many things in his life, but at least he had a lot of friends. Yay!
Hugh Laurie, but in Dr. House's voice. Jack Black, hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts. He would definitely be able to handle my wacky life and cover all the serious parts. Not Morgan Freeman. I'm an atheist. What is the dark side of falling in love? The stronger it is, the harder it hits when it ends. And it will end. If you are lucky, you'll die first. Grief. Everything you love will change. You will change. Eventually you will lose what you love, or your love will lose you. These are inevitabilities. When you lose your love or your love loses you, the absence will be felt deeply. That is grief. The more we love, the more we grieve. The stronger we love, the stronger we grieve. I believe that living with love is worth living with grief. Attachment. Attachment leads to the teachings of the dark side. Have you learned nothing from the Skywalker saga? Realizing that you need to be vulnerable to fully experience it, but realizing your partner might not be able to reciprocate is the dark side. You can try, connect, and convince yourself, but there's a limit to the connection that you can build with someone like that. Being in love is trusting that person with the ability to utterly destroy you. It's never equal on both sides. It's very hard on your knees. Aerosmith. It can only end one of two ways. Either you break up or one of you dies. Less of 10% of the ocean has been discovered. What do you think is in the other 90%? Scary stuff. That's why we should not go there. Water. Okay, wise guy. Move on. Crab people. Honestly, they could be down there. We don't know. Big, soft, chewy pretzels with lots of mustard. I don't know if that's for this question. It doesn't feel right. This is kinda a more complicated question than one might think at first. We have mapped out the entire ocean, and we have used machines to map out the entire ocean floor. So we know all of the geological layout of the ocean. But we only have physically been to about 7% of the water in the ocean personally, as in a submarine. Every day, about 5 new ocean species are discovered, and it will be this way until all of the ocean is discovered. But there are no giant animals not found. If there were, we would have noticed noticed by now. Every new species is small. At the rate we're gauging new species, the entire ocean will be explored in about 150 years, give or take. So in short, the only thing we haven't found is small species of ocean life. Plastic. Yeah, that's definitely down there. Things better left undiscovered. Wet. That's right. The ocean is wet. Thank you. Megamind. No. I meant Megalodon, but I'm not deleting this. I was about to say, why would he be down there? Joe Mama.
Got him.
When were you the asshole? Constantly. I have a terrible personality. Being a generic white guy probably doesn't help. I remember when I was a 5-year-old, I randomly decided to tell both my mom and my dad that I loved them the most. I now feel awful for it, and I wish I hadn't done it, but it did prove to me how lucky I am to have them for parents. They both had the exact same reaction. That's really sweet, but you shouldn't tell other parent because it really would hurt their feelings. It was then that I started to feel like an a-hole. Middle school, kids bullied me, so I became an absolute twerp in response. I was so obnoxious, it hurts to think about. Being stuck in a situation where you hate someone you're meant to be friends with kind of makes you the a-hole either way. If you pretend to still be friends, you're the a-hole. If you be honest, you're the a-hole. There's no right thing to do. A lot of people here just accept being an a-hole instead of focusing on improving. When am I not? Even when sleeping, I can sometimes take all the blankets. Honestly, I don't mind. People actually like a-holes. Don't believe me? Ask someone who owns a cat. You know, that's actually a very fair point. Most of the time, it's my fallback persona. Between the time I could walk to the present, I am an a-hole with standards, but I have my a-hole moments nonetheless. I cheated twice to the same girlfriend. She's, after my mom and sister, the most important woman in my life. She really loved me and didn't deserve it. Regret every minute of that period. Karma came to me many years after, and I really pay my debt with interest. At least we have someone who understands that they did something wrong. I would like to apologize to a manager at my retail store when I was a teen/young adult. You gave me an order for fast food at the midnight stock event thing, and I completely forgot it and brought back nothing. Thanks to you, I learned my lesson to take things more seriously. This person did nothing to me, by the way, before or after. She knew she was dealing with young people late at night getting paid retail money. Sub marked me late, told him I was f***ing his mother. Turned out he couldn't hear me say, "Here." I regretted since. You escalated that quickly. Yeah, that seems a little uncalled for. What's the most disgusting thing you've seen someone do with no shame? I saw this guy get up in the middle of a bus ride multiple times and switch seats. I noticed he smelled urine, and when he got off, I noticed all the seats he sat on were moist/wet. He also took out a big tub of Vaseline during the ride and slathered his entire face and neck with it. Look, I'm a big advocate for public transit, but no. Did some work at a train station a while ago. One morning, the station master called me into the office, where they were reviewing the CCTV footage from the night before. Saw a woman walk up to the drinking fountain, hitch up her dress, straddle the fountain, and proceed to wash her right there in the fountain while the other commuters watched on. Haven't touched a public fountain since. What is wrong with people? First that comes to mind, working at a casino, there was this one lady who smoked so much. She complained the servers weren't bringing her new ashtrays often enough. Started ashing on her tongue. One time I watched her put out a cigarette butt on the machine, then eat it. Why? At a music festival, walking past a garbage bin, my buddy walks up to it to throw something in. He looks inside, bends in, comes out holding half a kebab and goes, "Look at what people throw away," and proceeds to eat it. You effing legend. I don't have words anymore. Kid in middle school ran and dove into super long trough urinal. Slid down it baseball style the whole length. Why are people? Why? Bite the head off a lizard and laugh. I'm guessing they just learned about Ozzy Osbourne and thought it was kind of an equivalent. Saw a homeless woman in San Francisco with her pants around her ankles masturbate furiously while the crowd of people getting off work just walked around her. There's an unspoken rule of living in a big city where you just don't see things. You could still see it, but you just phase it out. Well, looks like we've ran out of time for this video. Thank you guys so much once again for watching. My name has been Brandon, and I'll speak into your brain another day. Bye!